This is Lisa, the original designing diva. Before I start, please ignore the mess on my desk. Um, I was in the middle of doing something, and then I don't know why I decided to stop and do a video that I had done earlier, and decided as long as I had the camera up, I might as well just continue. So just ignore the man behind the curtain. Pretend none of this is here. Just pay attention to what I have in front of me here, because that's what I'm here for today. And please ignore my bird. I don't know what her problem is today. She's been horrible. I will hopefully make it through this video without her screeching through the whole thing. I've restarted this about 4 times. So basically what I'm here for today is I had done these 2 Faux Doris. They are probably the cheapest way to make a Faux Dori known to man. And the reason I did this was because someone may be interested in a Midori or a Faux Dori. They may, think they're a cool idea, something they want to try, but they do not want to invest the money in a Faux Dori, because they can be, Midoris and Faux Doris can be pricey, and it may not be something they like. It may not be something that's useful to them. I know planners are a very personal thing. I know myself, my own planners, there's things I like, there's things I don't like. And so, someone may want to try a Faux Dori and then get it and find that it's not something that they like using or that's useful for them. So I thought about it for a while and came up with this idea. They're not the most beautiful Midoris or Faux Doris. They're very simple to make. They're very easy to make. All the supplies you can get at the Dollar Tree, and you can probably make one of these for under $5. So even though they're not, beautiful, they're pretty. They are pretty. But there's some flaws in them, and my feeling is their flaws are worth the price of admission. If you want to try something for under $5 and you find you don't like it, no big deal. It's a lot different than investing $40, $50 in something and deciding it's not something you can use. So basically all I did, I'll just go through what I did and then I'll kind of demonstrate for you. I'm not going to do the whole process because I'd have to start and stop and start and stop the video, and you'll see why when I explain what I did here. This is just a piece of cardstock that I cut down to size. I scored it for my spine, folded it, and then I coated it with 2 to 3 coats of just plain old Elmer's school glue. That's it. And I did that to give the paper some structure. Otherwise you'd have a piece of floppy old paper that is going to start ripping as soon as you put your closure on it. So obviously, it warps a little bit from the glue because I was in a hurry. I was impatient, and I didn't let the glue, each coat, dry before I put a new coat on, so you can see some of the glue in it. This one, not so much. The black, yes. This one, not so much. You can't see the glue. All you see pretty much is just the sheen of the glue. This one, you can see the actual glue. I don't know if you can see it on there. But that's my fault. If I had done a coat, let it completely dry, done another coat, let it completely dry, I probably would do 3 coats and let them completely dry in between, which would take obviously days, but to me it's worth it. If you do it with if you have a heat gun or even a blow dryer, you can get them to dry faster. I just tend to be impatient and want things done now. So that's why mine came out the way they did. But if you did it the proper way, you would it would just be sturdier paper with a sheen. That's all you would have. Because basically all Elmer's glue is decoupage stuff. It's just Um, what's this? Basically, all Elmer's glue is Mod Podge, really. Or Mod Podge is basically Elmer's glue, or school glue, or white glue. That's basically all Mod Podge is. Um, except, except I find with Mod Podge, it dries sticky and the glue does not. So actually, the glue is better. But so I cut down my piece of paper. I scored the spine, folded it. You want to fold it before you coat it, or when you fold it, it's going to crack. Let it dry. And then I took some elastic, and I didn't even hole punch it. I just ran the elastic through the inside to the outside, tied it, did my closure the same way, and that was it. That's all I did. Inserts, you can get inserts free online. I'll leave a link to a website. I think most of these, one of these, I think I got the inserts from. I think it's this one. That's an Etsy insert. Yeah, these are all, I think these I all got from, yeah, My Life All in One Place. That's the name of the website. And he's very kind. He does all these inserts for free. You print them for free. He has there's an index book that I got from him. A bullet journal you can get. A graph page you can get. He has monthly calendars. He has daily calendars, weekly calendars. And he has them for traveler's notebooks and smaller. So it's My Life All in One Place. That's the name of the website. So you can go and print out your inserts for free. So basically, your only cost is the cost of your materials, which, like I said, is probably less than $5. So if you have cardstock at home, I would recommend the cardstock, only because it's pretty, and if it's double-sided, then you have something on the inside. You have a design on the inside also of your book, which is nice. Not necessary, but nice. Like this one. This one is single-sided paper. So I actually glued this paper to the front before I, coated it with the glue. I glued the inside sheet. So you could do that too. Depends on whatever you want to do. So that's the two of them. If you don't have cardstock at home, what I would suggest is go to the Dollar Tree and get a, hold on, it's caught. Get a gift bag. These are 2 gift bags from the Dollar Tree. And either one of them would make a gorgeous Faux Dori. I'll do the stripe one, I think. So what you have to do is obviously take that off. And I'm going to try and do this in a way that, if you have no craft supplies, you can do. Because not everybody has craft supplies. So you don't need that. Oh, please ignore my bird. I don't know why she's so horrible today. And open up your bag. And you're just going to cut it down to open it. You need to open it up. Take that out. See, this is why I don't like doing things when my desk is messy, because I have no room. Okay. I'm just going to cut the bottom right out because you don't need it. I just want to measure before I go and cut. I just want to measure. Oh yeah, plenty big enough. So usually what I do is, my books are like 8.5 high. And depending on how big I want the spine to be, that determines my width. I like to make a spine in my Midoris or Faux Doris because I'm just cutting the bottom off where it. Okay. So it actually opens up quite big. So what you could do, because it is so big, let's take this tag off. Is cut it in, or you can just fold it. Probably the easiest. Just fold it in half. And glue this together. Glue the back and the front together. I'll just do it quick with some double-sided tape. You can use double-sided tape too and do it that way. But I'll just do it quick, just to give you an idea. But if you fold them together, then you're going to have a design on the inside of your book, which is always nice. Otherwise, you'll have this paper color, this brown paper color. And forgive me if I'm out of frame. Like I said, this is why I don't like to do this stuff when my desk is messy, because this piece doesn't come up. There we go. Okay. So just take your paper, find the half point, match up your edges, and fold it in half. Now, this isn't, a good fold because I just stuck a couple pieces in there, but, you would do it so that you would cover your top and your bottom and your sides so it would all stick together nice, or glue it if you want to glue it. And then you're going to measure, I'm going to measure 12 inches, but I want most of it to be this pretty part. So I'm going to have that in the middle, and I'm going to make a mark here. Actually, no, I'm not, because then I take that back. I'm going to 12 inches from this edge, because if I cut it here, then I'm going to be cutting, well, that's what I want. I'll have to repaste it. So I would cut it before you glue it, and then glue it, because depending on your design. So that's my 12 inches. So I'm just going to eyeball this. draw a line, eyeball it, draw a line, and then because there's the 2 holes in the top here from where the handle of the bag was, I'm going to measure so that I cut that part off. So I want 8.5 inches. So 8.5, 8.5, and then I'm just going to eyeball it and draw a line. I have on in the background, I'm sorry if you can hear it or it's interfering. I have on CNN. I'm watching that horrible situation in Texas with the hurricane. I feel so bad for those people. They have like nowhere to go. No matter where they turn, there's water. And they all have animals. They all have pets. I don't know. Oh, some guy lost his dog. Anyway, I'm watching it. It's really sad. They just rescued some elderly couple, and so I apologize if you can hear it in the background, but it's just I want to watch it and keep up with it, and even though it's horrible to watch, but okay, enough of that. So I've got my cutting guide here. So I'm just going to cut with scissors. So basically all you've needed now is you can get double-sided tape at the Dollar Tree. You need a pair of scissors, you need a ruler, and a pencil. That's all you need. I didn't cut that very straight. And a gift bag from the Dollar Tree. So if you had to buy all these things, you would have spent $1, $2, $3, $4 so far. I have to draw another line so we can get that straight. So this is probably going to end up being a little less than 12 inches because I didn't cut very straight. If you have a paper cutter, use a paper cutter. And then what I'm going to do is run a piece of tape to hold it on the bottom here. Now my dog is scratching to get in the door. I'm telling you, these pets, I don't know what their problem is today. Okay, so I'm gonna cut across first because that'll make my other cut shorter. This is my height. Okay, and then I'll cut this hopefully straighter this time. Okay, that's as straight as I'm gonna get it. That's horrible. What? I can't cut a straight line. Oh my god. Okay, good enough. And that actually so what you've got then, and this isn't straight either. Okay, well just pretend they're straight, please. Hopefully you can cut a straight line better than me. So what you've got now is you would, either tape this or glue this together or whatever. And so this will be your outside, the fancy side. This will be your inside because you've folded it over. You've now got the back of this is actually the back of the book, of the bag. And now you're going to measure your gusset. So I'm just going to say this is 12 inches wide, even though it's not. So if it's 12 inches wide, 6 inches would be my middle. So I'm gonna say 6 inches is my middle. Okay. And what you're gonna do, I would do this in pencil too, because you want to be able to erase it. I have no idea where my pencil is right now, so I'm just doing it in the nearest thing I could grab. But you would want to do it with a pencil so you could erase it. So you've got your halfway mark, and you're going to go and 1/2 inch on one side of that mark and 1/2 inch on the other side of that mark. So you've got your center mark, a 1/2 inch, and a 1/2 inch. And you can do the same thing on the bottom. And I'm not going to get them the same because I didn't actually measure the center. I just guessed at 6 inches, but we'll guess. So there's my center, 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. And then just match up your, I didn't do very good here. Just match up your marks. And then if you have a scoreboard, you're going to score it on the scoreboard. If you don't have a scoreboard, I would suggest you could use a butter knife. I'm going to try this. This is like a popsicle stick. I don't know if this will work. You just need something that's going to put a crease in your paper. It did a little. I don't have anything. You really need something metal for something this thick. I'll try this. A butter knife definitely would work. That works. That's a tweezer. When in doubt, improvise. There, that works. You want it something that's going to make a crease but not cut your paper. Okay. And then you're going to fold it on the crease. Here's the other one. Okay. And that's your gusset, your spine. And it's not even because I didn't measure it properly. But if you measure it properly, the two ends should meet because you've done it through your center. Okay. So then what you're going to do is leave this folded like this, and you're going to coat it with your glue. Do the top and this, and you can do the spine, and then just let that dry, or dry it with a blow dryer, and then do the back and let it dry, and dry it with a blow dryer. And then do that, let it completely dry. Otherwise, you're going to end up like I did, and you're going to be able to see the glue. And this is pretty. I don't want to see the glue on this. But do 2 or 3 coats until it's sturdy. Okay. And then what you're going to do, you're not going to hole punch anything. You don't have to hole punch a thing. You're just going to take, and this is probably not going to work very well because it's not glued. It's just a piece of paper. And like I said, make sure your measurements are right, or if your measurements are right, then your edges are going to meet properly and your spine is going to be proper. I cut crooked and I didn't measure properly my spine because I didn't have the exact center. So that's why it's wonky. But I mean, you can see on these they meet. So if you measure it properly, it'll work. Oops. Okay, so once you've got your paper cut, you've got it all glued, it's dry, you're going to need elastic. And these you can get at the Dollar Tree also. They come in 4 colors on a piece of cardboard. I think the third, I don't know if it's white, I'm not sure. I don't remember. I used one color and I don't remember what it was, but you get blue, pink, purple, and another color that I don't remember. But you get 4 colors. And there's quite a bit of elastic on here. So what you're going to do is cut a piece of elastic, and you want it big enough to double it, okay? I would double it or triple it, depending on what you're going to do for inserts. But just one isn't going to cut it. So I would double it, and then triple it. No, can't triple it. It's not long enough, but if it was long enough, I would triple it. Cut it long enough to triple. And then you're just going to run it through the inside along your spine, okay? And then you're going to bring it in the back, and you're going to tie it in a knot. And I would tie it 2 or 3 times. Okay, so you've got that. And like I said, I would do 3 strands. And then do that for as many times as you want inserts. So if you want 5 inserts, you're going to do 5. You're going to do that step 5 times. Okay. I'm not going to say 5 elastics because you're actually doubling them or tripling them. So this one may be long enough to, I don't know if this is long enough to triple. I don't think so. These I must have cut because they're not, they're already I don't know why I would have cut them, but apparently I did. But when you do yours, make sure you cut them long enough to triple them, okay? And then do the same thing, tie it in a knot. Try to get your knot in the same place. The elastic will move, so. Okay, so I've got 2 insert elastics now. And I'll do one more just because I want to show you I want to show you how to do the closure and how to combine them. That's why I cut them, because you can't get them apart. Yeah. I'll do a pink one. And they are pretty if you do different colors. Okay, so you've got, and you know, this isn't going to buckle on you because it's going to be stiff from the glue. So you've got all your elastics, get all your knots in the same place, pretty much. And then you're going to take another elastic, and I would double this one or triple it, whichever you want. And you're going to take it and run it under all of those. Okay? So you're going to run it under however many elastics you have for your inserts, and you're going to knot it. And then if you want, you can do a bow to make it pretty. Okay? So what you would have, let me show you on this one. What you would have is, this has the closure in it, mixed in it too. But what you would have are your little, I would cut these. Except for the ones you ran underneath. Cut the ends so they, So you have like the little dangle things. Okay. So it looks like fringe. And then you've got your center one pulling them all together. So this one's kind of messed up because the closure is messed up in there. But you would have all your little dangles, and then see how these are pulled together? See how they come together and they're pulled together. So it not only looks nicer, it holds your elastics in place. So when you put your inserts in, they're not going to slide all over. So spread these out so they look pretty. Okay, so that's what you'll have on the back of your spine. Okay. And I'm not, obviously I'm not doing this perfectly. It would be much prettier if I took my time with it. And then you need to do your closure. And again, I would do 3 or 4 layers of elastic for this, because this is your closure. And I don't want to waste my elastic, so I'm not going to do that, but put it underneath all the spine elastics. And bring it around to the front to measure how much you need. And remember, you're going to have inserts in here, so you don't want to pull it tight. You want to leave room so that it will expand with your inserts. And then knot it. And once it's knotted, bring it back around to the back. And again, take your 2 ends and run it around those center elastics to hold it in so it's not jiggling up and down. So you bring it around the front, measure it so that you have the right length, knot it, then bring the knot to the back and re-knot it again around your spine elastics. Okay? So that's your closure. And then you've got your insert elastics inside. And I don't have any inserts handy, but once you get your inserts, then you just slide them underneath. There's your book, and there's your Faux Dori. Okay? So we probably spent $1 on elastics, $1 on the bag. If you needed to get glue, I know they have glue there, $1 for the glue. If you needed a ruler, $1 for the ruler. If you needed scissors, $1 for the scissors, but I'm sure everybody has a ruler, a scissors, and a pencil in their house. So basically for $3, $4, you can make a Faux Dori. And it's that simple. You don't have to worry about punching any holes. You don't have to worry about threading elastics. You don't have to worry about making inserts. You can just go print them off the website, My Life All in One Place. He has any kind of insert you can imagine, or just print up blank, just take some blank copy paper, fold it in half, trim it down to fit your Faux Dori, and just put in blank pages if that's what you want. If you want to make it an art journal, then if you have sketch paper or you have watercolor paper or whatever kind of paper you want to work with, whatever medium, you just cut it down to size and put it in your book. Okay? So I mean, I know that's not the I should have done it nicer than that, but it comes out pretty when you do it nice. Um, because these are all spread out, and then you have your bow in the center, and then you have your little doohickeys hanging off the side, the little like sparkler things. So it does come out pretty. Okay, so that's my idea for the world's cheapest faux dory. I don't know. It may not be a great idea. You may not like it. I don't know, but um, if you're somebody who wants to try a faux dory and you don't want to spend any money, that's the way to do it. And it may take you it'll take you a while to make it because you have to well you should let the layers of glue dry. And if you use if you have a heat gun, use a heat gun. If you don't have a heat gun, then use your hair dryer. It'll do the same thing. And you can probably dry a coat in an hour if you do it with the hair dryer. It'll probably be completely dry within an hour. Just put it on, do it with the hair dryer till it's like almost translucent, and then just walk away from it and leave it for an hour and then come back. And you'll probably be good to go for the next coat. And you'll be able to tell how many coats you need. I would suggest start with 3 and go from there if you need more. If it this is a little less well, not really. I was gonna say it's a little less substantial than scrapbook paper, but not really. So you probably can maybe get away with 3 coats. I don't know. You'll have to try it. But let me know what you think. Um, it's not the most elegant faux dory, and it's just a way to make something simple, something cheap, something you can try. And like I said, you can get your free inserts um, from My Life All in One Place. And I guess that's it. That's all I wanted to show you. So you can leave any comments below. Be kind because I know it's not the best looking tutorial because I didn't do it properly. So be kind. Um, and I may go off air, restring this and do it pretty so you can see what it'll look like pretty. But for now, if I do, I'll just do a still. I'll do a shot for you on the end of the video. So for now, this is Lisa, the original designing diva, saying bye, and I will see you later.